Good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you all so much for joining us. I'm Josh Schimmels, publisher and CEO of the Los Angeles Business Journal, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here as we host our 2020 Best Places to Work Awards. Normally, we'd be in a huge ballroom, we'd have noisemakers, corporate tables, and an amazing group of companies surrounding us. This year, the noisemakers are at home, the corporate tables are your computers, but nevertheless, we are still joined by an amazing group of companies. We thank you all so much for investing the time and energy into this recognition today. We're here today to honor the very best places to work in Los Angeles. We recognize them for their excellence and for setting the bar high for what being a great corporate culture can be and what it means to be a great place to work. It takes the right effort, it takes leadership, and it takes a lot of innovations. Now more than ever, companies are having to be more direct, more thoughtful, more creative, and more purposeful in the ways that they engage their employees. So if you're here today, kudos to you and congratulations, because out of the nearly 250,000 businesses in LA County, the companies that we're here unveiling today represent the top 100, the very best of the best. So congratulations. Let me tell you how today's program is going to work. So we're going to kick things off with a panel on what makes a best place to work. We've invited leaders from several different industries, all who've made the top 100 list themselves, to be a part of a short but meaningful discussion about what they're doing in their own companies to keep their employees happy, engaged, and effective given today's landscape. We all know it's harder than ever. So I think this will be an important and meaningful conversation. If there's one thing that we've learned through the nominations and reading all of the statistics that came in through this process, it's that there's an awful lot of creativity happening amongst the companies out there that are on this list. So sharing with one another is an outstanding way for us all to learn. After that, we're going to go right into the awards program. We're going to be counting down the top 100 in 3 different categories until we get to the number 1 in each. Shortly, I'm going to introduce our panel. But before doing so, I'd like to take a moment to thank the continued partnership from our sponsors, their generosity in being a part of this program. Not only did they help support it financially, but they invested in the program to make sure that this continues and they were able to recognize such great companies in the market. So many thanks to first our diamond sponsor, Marsh & McLennan Agency, thank you. Thank you to our platinum sponsor, Montage Insurance Solutions, and to our gold sponsor, Parker Brown General Contractors. Thank you all so much. All right, well, let's get to talking about what makes a company a best place to work. It's my pleasure to introduce our panelists at this time. First, Scott Hunter, Principal and Regional Director for HKS Architects. Next, Denon Simpson, President and CEO, Montage Insurance Solutions. Mike Whitmore, CEO of Flowcast. Tom Wingard, President in charge of Alston & Bird's Los Angeles office. And today's moderator, our good friend, Brian Haggerty, Principal Managing Director, Los Angeles with Marsh & McLennan Agency. Brian, thank you so much for being here and welcome.
Thanks, Alex, for taking me off of mute. We already had our first glitch there of starting off strong. So thanks, Josh, for letting us do this. We've got a great group of people here for the panelists and definitely a different industry verticals that everybody comes from. So looking forward to the conversation. And of course, there's that picture that always haunts me from 5 years ago that I keep telling Alex that she needs to update. But we'll do that hopefully at CFO of the Year Awards. So let's dive right in. As this is a question for everybody. Being a best place to work means so many things to so many companies and groups of employees. Some companies focus on benefits, Josh, as you referenced, work-life balance, vacations, unique office spaces. Other focuses on culture, leadership, and environment. As I turn to the panel, and Scott, I'll start with you at HKS. What would you say is the most defining part of what makes your company a best place to work?
Well, thanks, Brian. It seems to me, I think it's having a sense of purpose behind what you do. We are very mission driven. You know, we work on really large, complicated projects that touch humanity in a wide array, the full spectrum of from birth to death and everything in between. And I think that really motivates and drives people. And we strive to do it with joy and make it a fun process, even though it's a very hard business to be in. And I think that's what it all comes down to, like having a sense of meaning behind what you do, especially today.
Thanks, Scott. Danon, how about over at Montage? Danon, you're on mute. There you are. There we go.
She's still on mute.
I thought we had her for a second.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Gotcha.
Okay, start over,
now
Danon.
you have me.
There you go. Start over. Let me hear it.
Okay, I was a talking puppet for a minute. All the things that you mentioned are super important, and I think it's really this heart of giving to your employees who work so hard for you and your mission, and that is really important. But also for our company, the focus is on the culture of serving. And so we watch and we listen and analyze and then promote employees who have this true North Star for caring for others. This is really important for our business model. And that's what it takes to be a part of Montage.
Thanks, Danon.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, how about over at Flowcast?
Yeah, and actually, so funny for this question, I actually just got a text from my old boss, Mika Velhesh is on the line. Shout out Mika, thank you so much for everything. She's actually inspired a lot of what we look for at Flowcast in terms of culture building. And you had laid out quite a few different areas previously, you know, which one area do we kind of focus on was how the question was positioned. And I think, I don't think anyone on this line has focused on one area specifically. I think all of us have done a great job with all of those different vectors for creating culture. For me, when I think about those, mission is super important, right? But at Flowcast, we build accounting software to help accountants collaborate and close their books at the end of the month. For most people, that's not a huge mission to be a part of. We're not saving the world or anything like that. So similar to what Danon mentioned, we very much customer focused. So our mission is helping make the customer as successful as possible. And then in terms of getting employees bought into the company and the vision and the mission, I found that just extreme transparency with them goes a really long way. When I started this company, I was 28 years old. And so I was a senior accountant. I was one of the people in the trenches. And I just always appreciated when executives kept it real with me and were transparent. And so when I started the company, I thought, all right, I'll just do that. And so I've been super transparent. We share numbers. We actually just got off our all hands meeting an hour ago where I literally walked through the board deck that I presented to the board yesterday. And so that kind of extreme transparency coupled with, you know, not forgetting all of those different vectors, I think has gone a long way for us at Flowcast.
Thanks, Mike. Tom, how about over at Alston and Bird?
Well, Brian, I think, you know, we face a lot of the same issues that the other folks on the panel face. We're a law firm. We're in what is known as the AmLaw 50, the 50 largest firms in America. And so we have intense competition for both clients and talent. And the thing that we try to differentiate ourselves on is our culture. And that, you know, we like to say that it comes easy, but it takes a lot of work. I would say from top down, but the reality is when it comes to maintaining your culture, it is more of a horizontal model. And we take every person in the entire firm seriously, and we look to them to help us embrace what we think is our culture. I noticed Scott mentioned a few minutes ago a sense of purpose. You know, we're an incredibly diverse office in the most diverse city in the world. And so while we embrace diversity in all of its facets, we also hope that when folks join us, that there's a shared commitment to the firm. And so, you know, we continue to work on that. We have programs designed to solicit, you know, opinions from everybody. And right now, we think it's working pretty well.
That's great. It definitely is. You're addressing a lot of needs in a lot of different areas in order to definitely make sure that you're a best place to work. That's for sure. Obviously, we're in this platform, so it's hard not to avoid a question that I'll pose to the group, understanding that we're not in front of each other today. You know, as you look at your employee base, what has impressed you about your employees during this period of working remotely? You know, how do you keep your culture together, you know, especially in that environment? I'll start off, Mike, I'll go back to you at Flowcast, you know, and if you could touch upon this.
Yeah, so definitely a tough transition, I think, for anyone. So one of the nice things we had going for us was from a technology perspective, and you know, all of the apps we use internally, we are totally cloud-based, so we didn't have any of those types of issues moving remote. It was mostly a maintaining culture and an HR issue, and you know, just big for us was constantly being in contact with our employees, our director of HR, Addie, who's on the line. Shout out to Addie for doing an amazing job. You know, really just checking in with people and making sure they're doing okay. This turned into more of a mental health exercise than I had ever imagined up front. And so really being there for your people. And during all these uncertain times, we found that we really needed to over communicate. So I had mentioned previously that, you know, I'm super transparent, but I would say I'm very good in terms of the quality of my communication, but not necessarily the quantity of it for the business. And when we went into work from home, I had to switch that up and just be available more frequently. And so I think that's helped a lot, just seeing me every week. I'm available once a week. We do every other week informal chats. We do monthly formal chats. I think all of that has helped the team adjust and have us kind of maintain that sense of company culture. And I could not be prouder of our team for how they transitioned to everything, and our executives for how they supported everyone.
Thanks, Mike. Tom, you know, obviously a different industry, different type environment. How has your organization responded and your employees?
Well, I'm happy to say that we were incredibly pleased to see that within a period of less than a week, we moved almost 1,500 people to a remote environment, and the technology has been almost flawless. So from a technology standpoint, we've been able to serve the clients. That's all good. But it's not lost on us that working remotely has its challenges. Not everyone lives in an environment where they have a comfortable home working space, and the firm has gone to great lengths to try to extend the technology to the folks who probably have more challenges at home than others. We also know that, I don't want to be ageist in any way, but our younger lawyers have been incredibly easy to train on all of these things. So we've had to work with some of the older folks a little bit, but I think the reality is that the clients have been serviced in a seamless manner, and you know, kudos to our IT folks who will get all sorts of awards when this is over.
I think everybody can say that. Definitely our IT is the all-star of this pandemic going on right now, and making sure that we're able to do business as we're used to. Scott, over at, how are your employees doing over at HKS in response to this question?
I have been just really blown away by kind of the spirit and camaraderie that has built through this process. And just like we're having a Zoom meeting here with the whole Brady Bunch kind of matrix of faces, it's really been interesting is that it's been a great leveler, you know, because everyone in a Zoom meeting, when we have our all staff meetings, when someone speaks up, they have the floor, and there's, you know, it is leveled kind of the amount of communication and the mode of communication. And the other thing I've been really impressed with is during this, when we had all the social protests, we had a really strong advocacy group that really has stepped up to the front to kind of hold up a mirror to our internal culture and to say, hey, what are we doing about this? And how do we stand up? And, you know, while we're trying to, you know, keep the lights on and keep the business flourishing and thriving while the economy has gone into a tailspin, we're also doing the hard work with people who are very, very passionate about what is the right culture, what is the direction we ought to be going together. And I agree with Mike's comment about radical transparency. And I think what I've been impressed by is that people have been very appreciative even when the news is not good, maybe even more so. They want to know, they want to know if something isn't working the way it should, or if there's, damage to that we need to address and it's going to affect people. And I think that radical candor has really served us well, and people appreciate that. They want to feel part of something. They want to feel like they have, the word agency is used a lot now. They want to feel like they have a stake and a voice in their own career, rather than being victimized by what's happening to them at this point. So it's complicated, but it's been working really well, and the people have just been amazing. Our team is amazing. So there are
Yeah, it's incredible.
downsides,
I think it's incredible for us to see how much, and I think it's true across all organizations, of how much our employees have responded to something that we didn't know how to tackle because it's something that we haven't seen. So it has been incredible seeing that at our organization as well. Another theme that has come up, in this, has always, been present, but has come up is diversity. And how are we, how is diversity important to culture? And I'd love to know about some of your organizations, and if they employ any programs or any practices to actively recruit diverse candidates. Danon, take yourself off of mute this time, and we'll start with you at Montage.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So unfortunately, you asked me a question, and can you repeat that question?
Absolutely, yeah. So in terms of the diversity, why is diversity important to culture? And does your organization employ any programs or practices to actively recruit diverse candidates?
I think we live in Los Angeles, which is such a diverse population that we are a very diverse group of people. And I think diversity is just something, it's all I've ever known my life or believed in. My mother was born in China to a French woman and an American Navy man. She traveled on the last American ship before it was taken over by the Japanese. She survived 3 wars from the Communist Party all the way through Japan invading China, and she traveled to the US alone. So that was how I was raised in Texas, with a lot of diversity. And, in Texas, we had many American Indians that I went to school with, African Americans, and those from a European descent, and also Mexicans. And my brother was gay. And I have always had a heart for the disabled. And I think that is something, when I was in high school, we had a gal that had polio in a wheelchair. And I would always go all the way down the bleachers to sit with her, because I always thought it was so odd how no one would sit with her. So I think this is just the way I was raised. So it's really easy in a small place that we have here at Montage, that we are able to really, bring that same essence to our culture. I think it's just how we all grew up, and it's honoring everyone for their differences. And really it's about listening and accepting people for who they are. And I think that's very important to me. So it's important.
Thanks, Danon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Scott, what type of programs and practices are you guys doing over at HKS?
Well, it's interesting for us. So we're looking at kind of the demographics. We've, over the last several years, have really taken a hard look at the composition of our people, and then working our way upstream to what schools are we recruiting from, and realizing that, if you're only going to a certain set of schools, you're not going to necessarily get as wide array of candidates. And then moving further upstream from there into reaching out to high schools. So we're partnering pretty aggressively with ACE Mentoring, which is architecture, construction, engineering mentoring program, and working with local high schools, because in underserved communities, they don't even know what architecture is. When they hear architect, they think of, something that's not related to the construction industry. And it's been really important for us to try to expand the reach, because, as I said at the outset, we cover the gamut of human life, the experience. And if you don't have representative voices in the design process, then you're coming at it through a series of preconceptions and lenses that may or may not be inclusive just in your mindset. You may think you're a very open-minded person, and come from a, you know, a certain type of background, but then someone who's next to you with a very different background may see that completely different. So that really has a direct impact. We're designing spaces for people ultimately. And so we need to be representative of the people that we're designing for. So it's part and parcel. We've established a JEDI leadership, justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. And there's champions in all of our offices. We're expanding our reach, as I mentioned, and taking a hard look. And our industry has traditionally not been that diverse, honestly. And so we're making inroads in that. It's going to take time, but we're making the necessary steps to do that.
That's great. And of course, I love the Star Wars reference that you've built it upon. You know, obviously with culture, there's recognition, you know, and I'd love to hear about how some of the ways you're recognizing your employees. Tom, do you mind talking about that and what you guys are doing over at Alston and Bird?
Sure. You know, we do a lot of things. And in particular, we try to tailor the sort of the recognition to some of the training that we give to, so that we're able to give clients the best service. So we have a program called Top Echelon, which is focused on providing the best service. But then we have Over the Top, that basically its sole purpose is to recognize employees throughout the firm for extraordinary contributions. And anyone can nominate a person for this award. We also do an event every year. Normally it's during the week of the Academy Awards, called the Abbeys, kind of a play on Alston and Bird. And it's an internal award show. And, you know, it can be a little cheesy at times, but it's a lot of fun. And basically it honors, again, attorneys and staff across all offices in the world who we think have exemplified the best of the firm. And we present awards in 14 categories, including pro bono, sustainability, diversity, and service moment of the year. And we also put our money where our mouth is. We do on-the-spot bonuses from time to time for people who are just doing an extraordinary job. We deliver cash bonuses on the spot without much thought about it.
That's great. And as far as I'm concerned, you can never be too cheesy when it comes to these things. That creates the fun in it. Mike, at Flowcast, how are you guys recognizing your employees?
Yeah, that cheese factor is huge, right? So one of my favorite thing, I mean, just broadly speaking, when you look at kind of the millennial generation, right? That's a large chunk of our employees. Just general recognition of what they're doing is really appreciated. So a public shout out, hey, great job with XYZ things. Appreciate all the hard work. That's great. You know, recently we formalized that. So we use Slack internally. We have a channel called the Gratitude Channel, and it's been around for 18 months or 2 years at this point. And basically, if you see, you know, if you have a coworker or someone else at Flowcast who's done some really great work, just hop on the channel, post about them, you know, tag them and give them a little shout out for everything they've done. The emojis start going off and everyone's happy about it. So when we moved to work from home, you know, I realized like, hey, I'm not in the office, so I can't really tell who's going above and beyond. Like when you're in the office with 150 people, you can tell who's hustling and who's doing a lot. And you can just kind of get that feel of the building. But I no longer have that. And so we wanted to, you know, figure out a way to recognize people. And so what we did was we actually started pulling people who were nominated in the Gratitude Award channel as part of a formal Gratitude Award program. So every other week now, as part of that informal, we call it a flow chat that I had mentioned previously, we issue gratitude awards for that. And it's, you know, hey, and we share the message. The people who left the message speak to the entire company about why this person's so great and why they left the message. And yeah, it's not just a nice thing, you know, boom, here's 1,000 stock options fully vested. Really appreciate your hard work. There's money behind it as well. So that's been huge for us. And what I love about it is it's fueled by the company and not just, I don't just get to pick who gets this award. It's really driven by the people who actually work with each other day to day.
That's great. I think we're coming up on our time, so I'm gonna end it with this last question for the panel. You know, it's one thing to be at best places to work, but what does it mean to be a great employee at your organization? You know, which in turn obviously makes your company a great place to work. I'll start with Scott at HKS. Sorry, Scott.
Well, thanks. Yeah, that's a good question because, you know, our industry and our profession, just tell you how kind of patriarchal it was. For a long time, it was called the old man's profession, right? You didn't really hit your stride till you were 65 or something, and you have grads that have come out of school in their early 20s. Hopefully, it's not just the old man's profession anymore. I mean, right there, we have work that we're striving to change. But I always try to encourage people it's to be a constant learner, to keep your eyes and ears and mind open to change, to be as adaptable and flexible as you possibly can, to have a fantastic attitude and work ethic. Our profession has a long history of really abusing people and working them really hard. And I really try not to do that in our firm because it's sort of that's a short game, you know, and in long term, you want to have healthy, happy, well-adjusted employees that are motivated to come into work, that are inspired to do great things and to mentor the next generation because it's a continuum. So to me, it's all in the attitude. It's all in the mindset and how you approach what you do every day.
Thanks, Scott. Danon, what does it mean to be a great employee for Montage?
Well, you know, I love Patrick Lencioni's book, The Ideal Team Player. And I think it's just such a perfect book. We've actually studied it here at Montage, and it really is about that employee who is humble and smart and hungry. Those are three really very important components to make it a good employee. And again, also we have many different opportunities to serve in our communities. So I can really watch employees that love projects. We just did a mission project with our employees where we gave them a certain amount of money and they could further the mission of any of our clients or nonprofits of their choice or whomever they wanted to. And it was really interesting to see the love that went behind that and the nonprofits that we serve that were taken care of with gifts and some gift cards and many different things. And one of our employees actually made blankets for a company that serves the blind and disabled. And that's really what it's all about, because that's all we do. We're in the service industry. You know, we work with insurance products, employee benefits, workers' comp, and property casualty. So our clients already have those products. So how do we come in and intelligently help them have the best programs and best plans, and then also bring in that heart to serve them in whatever it is that they want to do. And we need employees that are very in the box thinkers for a lot of the TPA services we provide, and then others that are very flexible and able to be nimble and quick.
Yeah, I think that philanthropic element is definitely a theme among a number of the people that are involved in categories of the best place to work this year. And we've even started a foundation ourselves at Marsh McLennan Agency, giving back to the community. So I definitely echo that sentiment, Danon. Tom, what does it mean to be a great employee at Elston & Bird?
I think more than anything else, a shared commitment to the enterprise and to understand that our clients' needs are the things that that's what we're directed to serve. I think we have folks who are genuinely dedicated to their jobs. And I think that continuing their growth, whether it is through learning new technology or finding things to do, is important, especially with what we're going through now. There are a lot of functions that could be accomplished 100% in the same manner, whether someone's working from the back room of their house or in the office. But we have other folks in the office whose skills haven't translated so well to a remote environment. And those folks have been extremely good about repurposing what they can do on behalf of the firm so that they're not just sitting around waiting for this current crisis to end. And I think, I take my hat off to them because you have folks who've been doing things for 15, 20 years, and they're now learning entirely new skill sets for the benefit of the organization.
That's great. Mike, we'll end the panel discussion with you.
No pressure. Nice. I guess so. For starters, to be a great employee at Flowcast, you just have to be a pleasure to be around. That's kind of table stakes. Someone I actually want to hang out with, and that's kind of all forms. But that's the number one entry point. And then second, we have our work values and all that good stuff. When I think about our business, we're a startup. We're growing really quickly. We have 160 employees. It takes a certain type of person to be successful at a startup, and feeling empowered is a big HR thing out there, especially the younger generations. We want to feel empowered. That's used all the time. At a startup, I don't necessarily have the resources to kind of proactively empower somebody. So what I need is somebody who's going to actually take the reins, and I give you autonomy, you come up with what you want to do, and that's being empowered. So when I think about that, the two most important things for being successful at, I think, Flowcast or really any other startup out there is somebody who's self-motivated. Like, I do not want to motivate people. And number two is being solutions focused. And if you're someone who's self-motivated, you want to find solutions to problems, and I'm sitting here saying, go figure it out, that's a beautiful combination. And that's someone who's going to be successful at Flowcast.
Definitely don't disagree with the self-motivation for sure. Thank you again, all the panelists, Danon, Scott, Mike, Tom, really appreciate it. And with that, I will pass it back to Josh so we can get on to recognizing some of our companies and the awards.
Well, thank you so much, Brian. Scott, if you happen to still be on the call, I did have an audience question that came in for you, and I thought it was particularly interesting as well. Could you repeat the JEDI acronym that you referenced?
Acronym? Yes, justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. I think a lot of companies have been looking at equity and diversity, and then this notion of inclusivity has come up, but when you really roll it all up, it really comes down to justice. And so it actually, I'm wondering where the Jedi Temple is. We have it somewhere within our firm. I just haven't, maybe we need to design it if we haven't yet. But yes, and we have a champion for that. We have a leader who is part of our board of directors that's focused on this. And it's something that we're taking very seriously. And it's, we were doing it 4 or 5 years ago when we looked in the mirror and said, wow, we're not doing that great. We need to make a change. And we've come a long way. We have a long way to go still.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I want to thank the time that each of our panelists gave today. Thank you guys for this important conversation. This is one that we could probably go on for hours about, but today is about recognition as well. So I want to thank you for your time. We're going to move right into our award section now. Each year, the Los Angeles Business Journal partners with Best Companies Group to identify the top 100 companies that are setting trends and they're redefining employee experiences here in Southern California. The Best Companies Group is responsible for the survey and for the analysis process of this. Unfortunately, our great friend Peter Burke, who's the president of Best Companies Group, is not able to be here live with us today, but he did send in a video message that we'd like to play for all of our top 100 companies. Peter?
Thank you for that introduction and greetings from a small little town called It Doesn't Really Matter. All I know is that COVID-19 has prevented us from celebrating in person like we normally do. But fret not, we are still in the virtual presence of greatness. We still want to celebrate you, and this award is perhaps more meaningful than ever before. Our firm was once again honored to be the research partner for this designation, now in its, wait for it, 14th year. If this was the normal live event, I would be saying something like, the best places to work in Los Angeles are in the house. Are you ready to celebrate? Woohoo! Well, that seems awkward from my home and has the rest of my family wondering what the heck is going on in here. While this virtual event has us all tuning in from home, it does not lessen the importance and excitement of this awesome achievement. So congratulations. This award is unlike any other. Simply put, you are being recognized for creating workplaces where your employees love to come to work. But beyond that, you're being honored for being the best of the best in Los Angeles. Our research is teaching us that more than ever before, organizations are focusing on increasing employee engagement, which is awesome. It is really great to see increased emphasis on the employee experience. However, even though many are getting better, only a select few will receive this kind of recognition, and that includes the winners tuning in today. Now, our firm, Best Companies Group, conducted the two-part assessment process for all who applied. 25% of the overall evaluation was based upon the benefits you offer and the cool things you are doing for your employees. This part is fun. Each year I find new and fun things employers are doing. Some of my favorites include Beer Cart Fridays, Whiskey Wednesdays, wear whatever you want dress codes, bring your parent to work day, and office closures between Christmas and New Year's. Now, will closing between Thanksgiving and New Year's be next? I don't know, probably. But these are the kinds of benefits that make a huge difference. Now, the other 75% of the evaluation was from part 2 of the assessment, the Employee Engagement Survey. To recognize workplace greatness credibly, you must ask the employees directly and anonymously what they think. And that is exactly what we did. According to most research firms, between 35 and 40% of U.S. employees are actually considered engaged or connected to their employer. How good are you, the winners, compared to that 35%? Well, the answer is very good. How about 92% good? Oh, can I get whoop whoop? Okay, again, that's a little bit awkward here in the house, but deserved for sure. As a result of this remarkable work, your brand as an employer is getting stronger. You will win the battle for talent, you will enjoy reduced turnover, and you will receive better qualified job candidates. Now, where is the bad news in all of that? As I wrap up, I just want you to realize that while many organizations are struggling to find excellence in this new normal, you are different. Excellence has been normal for you for a very long time. So congratulations to you, the best places to work in Los Angeles 2020. Thanks for having me, and please, please, please be safe. Cheers.
Well, thank you, Peter, and thank you, Peter, for all that you and your team have done. And we partnered with Peter for, as you mentioned, as you heard, 14 years now. Really appreciate everything that Best Companies Group does for this program. All right, well, it's finally time. We're going to announce the companies by ranking within each of their peer group categories. We're going to start with the small companies, and that's defined as companies with fewer than 50 employees. We'll then do our medium companies, which is 50 to 250 employees, and then we'll end with the large businesses with more than 250 employees. To announce our first group, please welcome back Denon Simpson. She has over 20 years of experience in all lines of insurance. She has built an agency focused on employee benefits and utilizes human resource tools, consulting programs, wellness campaigns, and safety initiatives to effectively increase retention and nurture the health and safety of our employees. Thanks for being a part of this, Denon.
Oh, you're welcome, Josh. And Peter, that was great. It just makes me laugh. And it is so true. When we're in the live event, we get so excited and pumped up at this time. It's very exciting. Such an honor to be a part of this, this panel and this whole Best Places to Work event. And at Montage, one of the things that we do is we pride ourselves in serving your needs and those of your employees. Our belief is that carefully crafting these lasting relationships of people that trust in you, that's the foundation of our business, and that's what we do. Our clients are our partners and our friends, so we meet all of your employees for the most part, and we get to know them. And so when we go to market, we look at not only their faces, but visualize their children, their families that we're marketing for as well. And so Montage is a full service agency. We have a third-party administrator. We really focus on wellness and safety to provide just the best programs that we can. And we serve the world. We have missionaries around the world, and many of our clients that have locations throughout the U.S. So that's what we do, and we love it. We love what we do. And so without further ado, here we are. There are 29 companies included in this category. Starting at number 29 on the list is, and with the drum roll here, American Lending Center. Their soft reopen gives all employees the option to work in the office only 2 days a week instead of the traditional 5. Let's hear it for American Lending Center. Congratulations, number 28, Northwestern Mutual Los Angeles office has confirmed that in working from home, their teams have proven to be more productive year over year. And then I'm very proud to, so congratulations on that one too. And I'm very proud to say that Montage Insurance Solutions, we're ranking at number 27. And we host a catch-up meeting every Friday afternoon to close off our week with our employees, doing very fun activities that our HR director has come up with, great ideas. Some of them have included sharing our bucket list and the mission project I spoke about earlier. And then also we prioritize in listening to the needs and fears of our employees, frankly, during this COVID-19 and all that's happening right now, and making accommodations as needed. Most are working from home and coming in again 2 days a week. This is with our employees. So congratulations to Montage. And then congratulations to number 26, Freight Right Global Logistics. They're provided all of their employees with computers and phones to ensure that they have the perfect work from home setup. And then ranking at number 25 is Epic Freight Solutions. They have always had a work from home option that made their transition to remote work easy and stress-free. Very good there. Congratulations to number 24, Amplis Group. 100% of their team has been supplied with a laptop and additional equipment to accommodate their telecommuting expansion, and they've done a great job with that, obviously, so congratulations. And coming in at number 23 is Skylar, and they are providing and reimbursing supplies needed to facilitate a productive work from home experience. So congratulations to you, Skylar, or Skylar. And at number 22 is Safe Ride Health. They are staying social and connected through their virtual meetings and happy hours, which is super fun. And then number 21 is PayQuick, has given all employees a personal Zoom account and offered office furniture to be taken home. Wow, that's amazing. To create a great work from home environment. So congratulations to PayQuick. And congratulations to number 20, AdNet. Inc. actually, and they have instituted unlimited PTO in perpetuality. So here we go, unlimited PTO, that's amazing. I don't know how you do that. I'd love to learn more about that. Ranking at number 19 is Vertebrae Inc. And they have an excellent health and wellness incentive program. I love that. And they prioritize their leadership transparency. So that's really good. Communication today is important. And congratulations to number 18, Fantastic IT Solutions. They host their monthly poker tournament virtually and share recipes and working from home photos. That's fun. Coming in at number 17 is Vaco Los Angeles LLC. They generally host an annual trip. I can't believe this one, guys. An annual trip to places like Costa Rica, Lake Tahoe, the Panama Canal, Colorado, Mexico, and more. And they're looking forward to hopefully traveling again soon. At number 16 is congratulations to PlayQ Inc. They host a virtual movie night with bingo and dinner. And they use food delivery gift cards to provide dinners from small business, local businesses. Great idea. Sitting at number 15 is Halbert Hargrove, and they provide food delivery for their quarterly meetings for their employees and their families to enjoy. That's super nice. At number 14 is B Structured Technology Group, and they are remodeling their office to modify their furniture to keep their teams safe. Super important. And then ranking at number 13 is Noun Project. It's supporting more flexible work hours to ensure employees have the time they need to focus on childcare as well as self-care. Very important. Number 12, Structural Focus is to keep spirits up. They have a trivia game every day and a Thursday night Zoom happy hour with games and contests. Super fun. At number 11 is Blaze PR. They focus on assisting teams with emotional resiliency through thought-provoking brainstorm sessions about personal and professional needs. Number 10 is Northwestern Mutual, West LA branch. They have a robust mentoring program that pairs new team members with more tenured professionals to help them quickly assimilate, develop their skills, and gain expertise in their roles. And then at number 9 is adquick.com. They have built a dedicated communications channel for teammates to help one another share insights, safely best practices, and update to be well-equipped in their response to COVID-19. Coming in at number 8 is HireClout. They stay connected with virtual launches every day and weekly happy hours. At number 7 is T2 Tech Group. They continue to have all their staff Friday meetings over lunch by using the Microsoft Teams program. That's a great idea. At number 6, Global Temple LLP. They are keeping company culture strong with virtual happy hours. I am hearing a lot of happy hours, guys, and surprise contest and prizes. Great idea. And next up is number 5, Start, hope I'm saying that right, company. They host virtual weekly happy hours and have monthly themed team lunches to stay connected. Did I pronounce their name right, Josh? Start Company?
I believe
S-T-A-R-T-E.
Charter company, yes.
Charter Company. Okay, great. It's an interesting way to spell it. So I want to make sure I say their name correctly because that's important. At number 4, we're getting closer here, guys, so this is exciting, is iFactor. They have provided PPE to employees and installed air purifiers in their offices. Really nice thing to do. And now we're going to be announcing the top 3 small-sized companies. So, do I have a drum roll? I mean, don't you have that like effect or something? You know, that sound effect? Anyway, all right. Congratulations to Miracle Mile Advisors, ranking number 3. Look at that beach photo. That's beautiful. Miracle Mile Advisors takes the time to create individualized employee development plans and close their office at 2:30 for summer Fridays and 4 o'clock year-round. They host weekly virtual team workouts with fitness professionals, and they have weekly virtual happy hours where they can catch up with one another. Actively do not discuss work-related topics and invite spouses, children, and pets to socialize and participate. Do I see any pets in that photo? Kind of so great. This has really helped them maintain their company culture, and their employee feedback is that they feel more connected than ever. Great job. And then we'd like to invite Antonio Birchman, their head of growth, to say a few words.
Thank you, Janan. It's actually Antonia.
Antonia. Oh.
No worries, no worries.
Antonia.
No, we really, really appreciate it. And, you know, we truly see the LABJ as one of our core partners. We appreciate having been listed and honored for the past, I believe it's 5 years, as one of the best places to work in Los Angeles. And, you know, we work very, very hard to maintain our culture. We have a very, very amazing team forward culture. We're very fortunate to have an executive team who has always put our employee happiness at the forefront. And, you know, I would just like to give a huge thanks to them and a huge kudos to our entire team who truly makes Miracle Mile just an incredibly special place to call home.
Wonderful. Well, Antonia, beautiful name. I love your title, Head of Growth. You know, my Pepperdine professor, he always used to say that if you're not growing, you're dying. So Head of Growth is a great title. Love that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, our number 2 company in the small size category is, congratulations to Cardant Design. Yay. Okay, so Cardant Design has reassured all employees that their employment is safe and secure as they navigate the current pandemic. Staff has been instructed to reach out to management with any concerns or needs that they may have. They have continued with their half-day Fridays so that the employees can enjoy and extend time with employees. So this is super good. I'm talking about you right now, so I'm going to lose my place here. And where'd you go? With family and loved ones. And they generally host these summer trips for their team, which has included trips to Las Vegas and Catalina in the past. And they are all over looking forward to hopefully traveling together soon again, as we all are. So we'd like to invite Richard Dilday, Carden Designs president, to say a few words. So go ahead. You have to unmute, Richard. There you go. Okay, sorry. I had that thing too.
Well, thank you to the Los Angeles Business Journal for honoring us with this award. And it's kind of hard to beat last year, so we're happy to be in the top 3. And you know, one thing that makes Carden so special is the people. And there's a few behind me now. I mean, we wouldn't be here without this great staff of talented designers and architects. And one of my life mottos is happy clients. And it starts with happy employees who make our clients happy. It makes their families happy. And it just secures a wonderful career. And many of us here have worked together for over 20 years. We do a lot of great things to make a great company. And you mentioned a lot of them. But I think the main thing that I like to say is we care a lot about each other. We support each other. We encourage each other, and during the pandemic, whatever anybody wanted to do, we did. Stay home, come to work. Technology was no issue, and we really love each other.
Oh, I love that. That's very good. That's sweet. It's so good to hear that from the CEO, right, guys? All right. Very good. Thank you so much, Richard. All right. And now at number 1 in the small size category, ladies and gentlemen, please help me congratulate Connect Agency. Connect Agency has several employee perks. Their employee of the month receives a $100 gift card. And after being employed at least 3 years, employees are eligible for an all expenses paid week-long trip. And they have their 5-year anniversary with Connect Agency, and they are gifted a $18,000 gold Tiffany necklace. Ooh, I love that. That's amazing. Along with impeccable health benefits, which is of course very important. And they have floating holidays, summary Fridays, and a paid holiday office shutdown. They work to consistently attract top talent that are also phenomenal human beings and are now staying connected with virtual happy hours and themed team lunches. So we'd like to invite Connect Agency CEO, Sabina, to say a few words, and we will learn more about what makes Connect Agency number 1.
Hi, Danone. Thank you. And thank you so much to LABJ. We've been big supporters of the program. And I think the more we can do as business owners to support our teams, to support our employees, and to really put our heart and our soul where everybody is every day, right? At the office or in our homes at the moment, but still working for the same company and kind of with the same goals in mind. So at Connect, we're a full service brand strategy agency, and in our world, burnout is high and people come and go often. So we try to have programs in place that, yes, are based on perks, and that's great that we give amazing PTO and trips to Europe and fantastic, awesome days and a Peloton in the office that people can work out. But ultimately, I think those are just sort of very small numbers on the paper. And I think what people really, really love is the emotion that we put and the passion that we put in the business together and into our teams. You know, we have amazing opportunities for growth, and probably 60% of our executive team is homegrown. And our managers and our directors, a large amount of those are people who started with the agency 5+ years ago. So having those kind of long tenures with people is a really big deal. I think furthermore, you know, really balancing kind of work and home and finding that soft balance that is different for everybody. And it's not amounted by how many hours you're in the office or how many hours you're at home, or how many hours you're doing personal stuff versus how many hours you're working. It's really finding that joy and that passion in what you do and really being there fully and engaged and happy. And that makes for a happy culture. And that to me is culture, aside from all the perks that we do offer. So thank you so much. We're very excited to be here and to be amongst such amazing companies.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that. It was so heartwarming, and congratulations to all the small size companies. I know it's such an honor to be on this list, no matter what number we are. I'm always so proud. And it's humbling too, because, you know, we have to all work hard to get on this list. It's not an easy feat. Every employee works very hard, and they pour out their heart into these surveys. So it has nothing to do with anything except for our employees' words on their pages. So very good. Thank you. And congratulations to you all. All right, Josh.
Well, thank you so much, Danan, and congratulations to all of our businesses within the small business category. Next, we're going to have Brian Haggerty return to the podium here, the virtual podium, to announce our honorees in each of the medium and the small business categories. So returning, please welcome back Brian Haggerty, who again is the principal and managing director of Los Angeles office of Marsh and McLennan Agency. In addition to overseeing the firm's rapid growth in the LA market, Brian works hand in hand with clients to build benefits programs focused on improving the experience and driving retention and recruiting efforts. Thank you so much, Brian, for being here. And let's see who our middle companies are. Thank you, top middle companies.
Thanks, Josh. Glad to be back after that short break. And happy to be a part of this event once again. It's funny, as you and I have had conversations of what a best place to work looks like 14 years ago comparative to today. Probably 14 years ago, is you didn't pay anything for benefits and you had a good PPO plan, whereas now it's happy hours, it's everything like that. I think at Marsh and McLennan Agency, what I love about it is your own, we have to step up as your business partner to be just as creative, not only internally to be considered a best place to work, but also be a best business partner. And what does that look like? For us, it's leveraging our internal capital to create programs, products, proprietary things that otherwise you can take advantage of as a client of ours that address pharmacy management technology, commercial insurance captives that really are putting our clients in an advantageous position. And that's what I love about our organization, is the creativity and us being able to create something that is outside of the market. And we bring that internally too. And we're excited to be recognized in this category. And I think the most important thing I want to say is we're hiring. So if you are one that is on this panel that is looking for to pivot within a different career vertical or are in the insurance business, please reach out to us. We are hiring, and it's exciting to say this in this environment. But thank you again, Josh. And as we talk about this category, there's a total of 33 companies, and starting with number 3 is Cora. They do a weekly supportive check-ins with all team members to stay connected. At 32, congratulations to Signal Sciences. They've gotten to know their teams better through an afternoon connection prompt, where each day they prompt employees through the Slack platform to share their thoughts, stories, preferences, experiences pertaining to a certain topic. At number 31 is Hoffman Brown Company. They have continued their lunch and learn programs with speakers on personal interest as well as insurance training. Congratulations to number 30, Ticket Manager. To keep morale high, they started highlighting a weekly work from home partner in crime, where an employee shares a photo of who's keeping them company. Could be a family member, a pet, or even their cup of coffee. At 29, congratulations to Carlin, Hura, and Lesota, LLP. They sent care packages of masks and gloves to all employee homes who are working remotely. At 28, congratulations to SAA, Interiors and Architecture. They turn ideas into action by utilizing an anonymous virtual suggestion box. At number 27, congratulations to Barnstorm, VFX Incorporated. conducts their annual Barnstorm Brainstorm, a half-day retreat where employees discuss suggestions, likes, dislikes, new ideas that they then implement. At number 26, congratulations to Ad Colony. They do a weekly contest for best home cooked meal. The winner each week is eligible for a $50 gift card. At number 25, Citadel EHS. They are paying for childcare for employees who need assistance. Congratulations to number 24, Signature Estate and Investment Advisors LLC. They are focused on technology upgrades across all platforms to maintain the highest level of efficiency. At number 23, Paramount Global Incorporated. They're taking measures to keep the telecommuting option indefinitely. At number 22, Norman and Associates. They have given laptops and software to employees to help them remain productive on a daily basis. At number 21, Golden Star Technology Incorporated. They've transitioned their bingo and talent show events to virtual platform. At number 20, TK1SC provides monthly lunches and discount perk plans to thank their hard-working teams. As I scroll down here, at number 19, congratulations to Rains Feldman LLP. They made their weekly yoga classes and happy hours virtual and provide a $50 staff reimbursement for cell phone and internet charges. At number 18, Tiger Connect. They provide employees with an online therapy and counseling subscription through BetterHelp and weekly virtual meditation and biweekly virtual cooking sessions with groceries sent directly to the employees. Next, ranking in at number 17, Hop, Skip, Drive. Their people operations department have set up a variety of ways to stay connected, including weekly master classes hosted by employees. At number 16, congratulations to Dermavant. They provide meals via Grubhub and PPE to employees along with a fitness competition to keep employees moving. At number 15, Media Alpha. They encourage charitable donations through company matching. They donated Feed America $5,000 in April and the Solidarity Response Fund $10,000 in May. The number 14 company is Travel Store. They provide virtual mental health counseling and stay connected with daily virtual team huddles. Congratulations to number 13, Easy Texting. Their employees receive up to $170 in work-at-home stipends and are in the process of creating no meeting Thursdays and half-day Fridays to ensure work-life balance. At number 12, ACC. They have 24 access to telehealth services for employees and are focused on robust leadership training. Our number 11 company on the list, Wins. Provided their employees with a laptop, multiple screens, and the technology needed to effectively work from home. At number 10, the Goatsman Group. They celebrate their employees routinely and are moving their annual employee celebration dinner to a virtual platform. Number 9, congrats to Pango Group. Their foundation offers grants up to $5,000 for employees and families experiencing financial hardship. Congratulations to number 8, Bolton & Company. They're providing their teams with weekly yoga video sessions and an evening course dedicated to personal well-being. Congratulations to number 7, Vox Network Solutions. They implemented the CARES plan along with the emergency paid leave and paid sick time to help support their teams. The next company coming in at number 6 is Burnham Benefit Insurance Services. They formed a committee of designated employees across all locations who are leading Burnham's return to work efforts. At number 5, congratulations, Mission. Their expense policy has been updated to include a stipend for home office equipment and wellness programs. Congratulations to number 4, P2S Incorporated. They've installed touchless soap dispensers and antibacterial hand sanitizer stations throughout the office and do daily temperature checks for employees and visitors to maintain a safe workplace. So now we'll be announcing the top 3 companies. At number 3, please help me in congratulating Flowcast. Flowcast recognizes their employees with an Employee of the Month who earns a cash bonus. Their new employees are provided health care on the upcoming 1st of the month, which is oftentimes less than 30 days from their start date. They also promote cross collaboration and camaraderie by setting up paid lunch meetings with employees from different teams once a week. Flowcast encourages see something, say something, so that any employee can speak up and contribute, promote change, and make a difference. They're staying connected by providing weekly social activities like virtual happy hours, trivia, and team lunches. Without further ado, I'd love to welcome back their CEO, Mike Whitmire, to say a few words.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you, Brian, and thank you to the LA Business Journal for this award. It means a lot to us, means a lot to me personally. I've never been one to actually intentionally drive culture or anything with work values. It's all about the people we hire, and our culture has developed organically from there. So thank you to all of our employees for making an awesome place to work. And in particular, also thank you to Addie, our director of HR, who's on the line. She's done amazing things for us. So yeah, I guess it's all about your people, and thank you so much for this award. We really appreciate it.
Mike, you're going to be a really popular person because you've been given a lot of shout outs, which I appreciate.
That's how you do it. Yep.
Exactly. So that being said, thanks, Mike. Next at number 2 in the medium-sized category, please help me in congratulating Vincent Wang and Associates, LLC. They host an annual company summit which focuses on personal and family development, stress management, and bonding as opposed to work on performance training. Recently, they're working from home and are compensating for childcare, providing resources for homeschooling, and flexible shifts to accommodate parents. They also have employee wellness challenge while working from home and an employee cooking community to share recipes. I'd like to introduce Lizette Yanez, their Senior Director of HR, to tell us more about Vincent Wang and Associates.
Hi, so thank you, LA Business Journal, for this award. We're so excited to be on the list, and to make number 2 is even sweeter. So thank you. Yeah, it starts with our team and our culture. We have a very flat organization where team members are generally either stakeholders or strategic leaders. So that really gives a lot of ownership to each team member. There is true care for each person as a whole person, not just the employee. So it really trickles down to for everybody to give and their very best and to strive for greatness, you know, each day that they come into work. So really it's this synergy that we have for one another. We really care about each other. We care about doing great work. And yeah, and that's just where everything comes from. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Lizette, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
So finally, our number 1 company in the medium-sized category this year, please congratulate BAMCO. BAMCO is a fast-paced, creative environment that's obsessed with personal and professional growth. They have pet insurance and a telehealth available to employees along with a charitable match program. They've been sending regular care kits to employees, organizing Zoom happy hours, and going to great lengths to keep folks safe, healthy, and happy. This is, I believe, their second win in 3 or 4 years. So please welcome Josh White, BAMCO Senior VP of Strategic Partnerships, to share with us what they are doing to achieve the number 1 ranking.
Hey guys, how cool is this, huh? I mean, what a tremendous honor. It's just such a special thing to be, like, we're so insular in the way we sort of run and operate our company that the idea of like outside recognition is kind of insane to us. But we're just like a group of kind of wacky people who love the people we work with. And that description of us being obsessed with personal and professional growth, I think is an accurate one. We do, I think, a lot less than a lot of other companies, less like ping pong tables and happy hours and that kind of stuff. And we do a lot more of just like caring about the people themselves. And we really kind of dig deep and have a lot of occasionally uncomfortable conversations, the sort of challenging conversations that you have with the people that care about you in your life and challenge you to believe in the possible. And we talk a lot about that in our company. What would it be like to believe in the possibility that great things could happen in your career, in your life, in the world? And we want people to be open to that possibility and confident that even if things don't go their way, they're going to be okay. And this year, this quarter has been a really interesting representation of that. We're in the branded merchandise industry, which is like a lot of live events and a lot of giveaways. And it's an industry that's really, really struggled this year. The reporting in our industry is that on average, companies are down 45% in the second quarter alone. And we just reported last week that we grew by 218% in the second quarter. And I think more so than anything else, that starts with a philosophical underpinning of believing in the possible, believing that, you know, if something great could happen, like, why not us? Why can't we be the number one, you know, medium-sized company in Los Angeles? Why can't we grow by 200% in a pandemic when the rest of our industry is contracting? And so it's been transformative and powerful for me, and I think we help shape a lot of people's lives. And the great joy in my life has been a part of building this thing. And so thanks to the LA Business Journal and everyone participating in this for helping make this thing happen.
Josh, thank you. I'm going to borrow you for a couple of questions just so you can kind of educate us on, I mean, this is 2 wins in 3 years, I believe we were talking about. You know, I absolutely subscribe to never putting a ceiling on what's possible, but you know, outside of that, what recommendation would you have for other companies who are looking, you know, to grab that number 1 spot from you, or most importantly, enhancing their workplace culture?
I love that question. First of all, come and get it, right? You know, we embrace competition in every aspect of our lives, and we know that makes us better. You know, we're constantly competing against ourselves to be better than we were yesterday. And so, you know, my perspective is that honestly, it's about the people you attract, and it's about the philosophy that you espouse and that you live. And we want to be living that philosophy every day, and we want to have absolute clarity about what the things are that we believe, as our group believes, about the way we want to be in the world. You know, the question I ask our folks all the time is, what sort of person do you want to be? What type of person do you wish to be today? I asked people that this morning, and you know, got some really fun answers. But you know, when you get clarity on that, you get clarity on action, right? If you know this is the sort of person I want to be in this world, making big, hard, tough decisions, having tough conversations, picking up that phone, having that difficult conversation, like all of that becomes clear when you're able to answer that question of what sort of person do I want to be in this world. And so we kind of lean pretty heavily in that direction of asking people who they want to be, what kind of person they want to be, and then giving them the space and the encouragement to go do it. It's not for us to define for people what kind of person they want to be, but we want to give them the atmosphere and the environment and the encouragement, and the belief in the possible that, like, yeah, if you want to do that, great, go do it. Let's make it happen.
Awesome. So I'll ask one more question. Obviously, growing by 218% in the quarter, I think probably means you're hiring, I would assume, and that probably comes with some increased headcount. So what is it outside of the incredible culture, the thing that I have some insight because I know some of your HR people, but you know, what do you think the thing is that's attracting? What's the biggest attraction you think, you know, that maybe we wouldn't know of to someone, you know, coming in and interviewing with BAMCO, they go, wow, you've got that, you know, what is that? Yeah, that's a great question. You know, we take a really team-oriented approach to our hiring, and we make it very clear. You know, ours is a competitive industry, particularly for salespeople, and we you know, we make it really clear that this is a team effort, and that the biggest perk that we have to offer are the people that you get to work with, right? If you think about how much time each of us spends at work, it's just insane, right? We spend 70% of our waking hours, maybe more, doing this thing called work. And if you don't like the people that you work with, or you're not fired up, you're not motivated by them, you don't love picking up the phone and talking to them, that's a crummy way to spend your life. And so we get people bought into this idea of, yeah, I like the people I work with and I want to be around them. And also I'm going to take responsibility to pay it forward, to be one of those people who helps bring in other great people, because the more great people we have around us, the more inspired, more motivated, more connected we are. And I think we've done a really, really good job of that over the years, where people who have no financial incentive to help us hire get involved in that hiring process, and they talk about what they love about their job and the people they work with, and who they've become in the time that they've worked with us. And that's a really attractive thing, because it's one thing for HR, it's one thing for me, who has a vested interest in the growth of the company, to say really nice things about it. But when we have folks who are just, you know, our normal, you know, frontline employees, just, you know, singing our praises, that goes a really long way to getting like-minded people in the door. Yeah, there's nothing better than that internal marketing. Josh, congratulations again on being number one. And I think there's a number of people that will be coming after you next year. So I'm sure you'll be prepared.
Let's go.
Congratulations, Josh. Again, congratulations to all the companies in the medium category. So I'm going to take a sip of water because I'm also going to be revealing the large size category. And these companies are with 250 or more U.S. employees. There are 38 companies in this list. And give me 1 second here.
You know, Brian, while you're taking a quick sip, I wanted to give a shout out to Josh at BAMCO. A couple things that you said that I thought were fascinating. First off, I love the idea of asking your employees what type of person you want to be, because that leads to you, and I think your words were, what type of action the company can take to help get you there. I love that that mentality. And then I also love the come and get it. As you're driving other companies to try to come and take that top spot, all it does for our entire big community of business is make us all better, more competitive, which equals better businesses to be at. So congratulations, Josh. Congratulations to your team at BAMCO.
Thank you. Yeah, and we believe it. Like, we think competition makes us better, and we encourage competition, and you know, we want to be forced to be better, right? And so gosh, there are so many great companies on this list. And so, like, get even better next year and keep us honest, right? And the one thing you said, Josh, that I'll clarify, you said, like, what can our company do? One of the things we do a lot is we put it back on the employees. We say, we're going to help you help yourself, right? You want to go get that promotion, get the girl, buy a house, whatever it is, right? It's really not, there's not much that we can do for you other than give you the clarity of action and insight to go get it yourself, to go do the work yourself, and putting people in that environment where they feel empowered to go do that work, magical things happen.
So I'm hearing dating service now is going to be a new perk going forward, Josh.
I mean, I'm working on myself right now too, Brian. But, like, you know, once I get Josh taken care of, we'll help everyone else out.
Sounds good. And other Josh, thanks for giving me a break on my voice. So let's jump in to the large companies of 250 or more U.S. employees. There's 38 on this list, and we'll start off with number 38. Congratulations to Boingo Wireless. Boingo is not forgetting mental health. They're providing free therapy for employees and their families. Congratulations to number 37, Panda Restaurant Group. They've expanded their health insurance, paid sick leave, and leave share benefits. Number 36 on the list, Service Titan. They implemented their Titans Helping Titans program to facilitate cross-department communication, and have also given all employees 10 initial sick days. At 35, congratulations, carparts.com. You can find them virtually getting together to wind down and celebrate the small wins every Friday at 5 o'clock. At number 34, stamps.com. They've sent health and welfare care packages to all employees and are donating all office snacks to programs working with elderly and high-risk individuals. Number 33 on the list, Cressa, Los Angeles. They're now providing employees with unlimited sick days. At number 32, congratulations to Aya Healthcare. They have an on-staff career counselor who helps to find paths for career advancement within the company. At number 31, HNTP Corp, TB Corp, apologize. They have undertaken an internal and external communication campaign to recognize their frontline workers by sharing photos of colleagues who have remained on active projects while following social distancing and CDC guidelines. Congratulations to number 30, Blackline. They invest in their employees by funding the Kazoo HR, a platform that assists in giving recognition to employees. At number 29, Brookfield Properties. Their teams are doing virtual meditation and yoga. Next, congratulations to number 28, JLL. They support employee discount programs on products and services for personal use, such as audio, entertainment, fitness memberships, technology, and more. Next on our list is number 27, PCL Construction Services Incorporated. They utilize Microsoft Teams to stay connected and host weekly town hall meetings with their leadership to promote transparency and answer employee questions. At number 26, Clune Construction. They established the Clune Response Team to keep staff regularly apprised of the most recent developments related to COVID-19. Next on the list at number 25, Insperity. They provide employees with 12 hours per quarter of paid time off for voluntary service. At number 24, East West Bank. They distribute PPE to essential workers and installed temperature checking machines in their main offices. Congratulations to number 23, Avise and Young. When they do return to the office, they will implement staff rotation to protect their teams and align with safety regulations. At number 22, Smith Group. They understand that everyone's situation is unique and have adopted a non-judgmental flexibility attitude, allowing staff to dictate what their return to office will look like, no questions asked. Congratulations at number 21, Harbor Distributing. They offer their teams leadership training on how to lead during a crisis. At number 20, CBiz. They added a telemedicine option to their existing health plan and do virtual team yoga sessions. Congratulations to number 19, Impact Networking LLC. They're providing PPE to their employees and are not docking employees PTO or sick days during this time. Coming in at number 18, Pravida Solutions. They added wellness webinars and growth opportunities for employees on topics such as finance and mental health. Next on the list at 17, GoodRx. They deliver work from home care packages and snack boxes to all employees and provide free earphones and reimbursement for upgrading home routers. Congratulations to number 16, Protivity. They enhanced dependent care benefits to reimburse for crisis care and instituted relaxed sabbatical and flexible work arrangement policies. At number 15, congratulations Horizon Media. They introduced Go Learn on the Go, a catalog of on-demand learning content to help all employees adjust to working in a virtual setting. At number 14, congratulations DPR Construction. They're doing pre-screenings on job sites and increased the number of wash stations and hand sanitizing stations across locations. At number 13, Slalom. They have an Inclusion and Diversity Council to help in recruiting, education, and celebrate their diverse teams. Congratulations to number 12, Ryan LLC. They've ensured that their medical plan retroactively covered virtual medical visits, and their fund committee launched a home office show and tell social media challenge. The next company at number 11, Sundin Construction. Their COVID-19 task force meets several days a week to monitor progress, update their plans, and provide teams with all necessary resources. Coming in at number 10, Constaggy, Brooks Smith, and Prophetic. They have always had a relatively flexible work from home schedule and have now just upped their commitment to doing whatever it takes to get the job done and keep their team safe. At number 9, CW Driver Companies. They deliver meals to their essential workers and implemented a 28-day walking challenge with their employees. At number 8, I'm proud to say Marsh McLennan Agency. We allocate resources to help with your childcare, homeschooling for those balancing work in order to balance work and family life, and we are hiring. Congratulations to number 7, W.E. O'Neill Construction Company. They created an innovative virtual-based networking and training program to maintain their family company culture. At number 6, Hawk. They're assisting those who live alone or are taking care of sick family or friends with specific forums and programs. Coming in at number 5, Build Group. They are focused on communication and access to leadership. Congratulations to number 4, Henderson Engineering Incorporated. Their HR team helped lead a training for all managers firm-wide on managing remote workers and send tips to employees on how best to work from home. Take a break there, and then we'll get to the number 3 company. As we talk about the top 3, congratulations to our number 3 company, Alston & Bird. Alston & Bird does a great job of recognizing their hardworking teams with their Abbeys, an internal award show, which we heard about at the panel, that they recently hosted virtually. They're also hosting monthly seminars with a well-being coach to promote wellness and reduce stress and anxiety. Their wellness committee hosts daily exercise classes, and employees are offered paid time off twice a year specifically for community service projects. A virtual parent support group, Peaceful Parenting in a Pandemic, was created to provide employees with tools on homeschooling, learning techniques, and they also reimburse $100 a day for childcare through a family member or friend. I'd like to invite back Tom Wingard, partner in charge of Alston & Bird's LA office, here to say a few words. Congratulations, Tom.
Thanks, Brian, and thank you to Marsh & McLennan for sponsoring this event. Thanks also to Danone and Montage Insurance and Parker Brown. I think most importantly, Josh, thank you for what the LA Business Journal has done, not just for this event, but for what you do for the LA business community. Week in, week out, during normal conditions, you help tie the community together and you promote the LA business community, but it's particularly important that you've kept us all connected through this. So thanks again. Congratulations to all of the winners today. I've heard a lot of great ideas. I intend to borrow a few for next year. So congratulations to everyone. Law firms don't usually make the lists of best places to work. So this is particularly gratifying. But as a law firm, I think we're well suited to do some things during the current pandemic that can be helpful to the community. We have attorneys working to support and promote social justice. We have a nonprofit task force that's trying to address the needs of nonprofits in the pandemic. I'm very proud that last year, our attorneys and staff put in over 65,000 hours of pro bono work in the communities in which they live. We serve on over 400 nonprofit boards. So I'm so proud to work with the folks at Alston around the country, but in particular, the team in LA. So with that, I will sign off. But again, thank you all very much. It's truly an honor.
Thanks, Tom. And I think that's what makes this event so popular is we get to hear what everybody else is doing and then steal those ideas to enhance our culture and continue to become a best places to work. So thank you again, Tom, for being on the panel, and congratulations. So at number 2, congratulations to HKS Architects Incorporated. Again, another one of the panelists. They support the professional development and growth of their teams with reimbursement for licensing exams, conferences, industry events, and educational courses. They also have free yoga twice a week, have ensured that all employees are equipped with the tools and resources to work from home, including computer hardware and software applications. They have flexible hours and understand childcare is not an option for most, and have instituted meeting-free days so everyone can get caught up on their to-dos without the distraction of internal meetings. I'd like to invite Scott back, their principal their principal and regional director, to congratulate HKS Architects.
Well, thank you. Thanks very much. And thanks to Josh and the entire LA Business Journal staff for continuing this program. I think it's an amazing thing. And it really speaks to the importance of culture. We've all been talking about the importance of our people. And I was kind of reflecting on the fact that this awards program happened during the pandemic. I haven't seen most of my people face to face for almost 4 months, right? And meanwhile, we're trying our darndest to keep connected with everybody, and all the things that were listed that we're doing. It helps me think about our core values, as I mentioned at the outset. And for us, our strategic plan really outlines what are the things that you care about the most. And first on that list is relationships. So the relationships with the people in your life, in your family, that you work with, that your colleagues, collaborators on projects. And the second is character. What are you all about? What are your values? What do you believe in? And do you have integrity? That's a very important aspect of being part of our industry. And do you have purpose, which is what I kind of started the comments during the panel. Why do you do what you do? What gets you up every day? And I think those 3 guiding principles really are the foundation of our whole company at this point. And it keeps us through the thick and thin and the rough waters, keeps us going in a clear direction that we can all rally behind. Because I think we asked ourselves at the outset, what would you go to the mat for? What would you, not to be overly melodramatic, but what would you die for? What would you really go all the way for? And it's going to be the people and your core integrity and why you do what you do. And that has been the heart of it for us. And I want to thank the LA Business Journal. We participated in this for a number of years. And what is so beautiful about it, it's not the leaderships of the companies touting, the virtues of their company. It's the employees themselves that are talking about the companies that they work for, which just makes it all the more meaningful and resonates for me. So thanks, everybody. Thank you. Or I can say some more while Brian vamps.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think Alex and Josh muted me for some reason. They felt I needed a break because that wasn't me. So, I mean, we want to get some suspense before we get to number one. So finally, as we round out the program, you know, for number one company in the large size category, I want to congratulate West Monroe Partners. Whether it's during the epic annual retreat, one-on-ones with leaders, or virtual meeting, they're encouraged to build relationships and bond with colleagues at all levels. West Monroe Partners provides a variety of top-of-the-line health benefits, but most impressive, they have partnered with Maven to provide around-the-clock support at every stage of the employee's parent journey. They've also provided teams with trainings on stress management and virtual collaboration, and continue to host their company-wide National Day of Service. Due to COVID-19, virtual happy hours and yoga sessions have replaced many of their in-person events they normally hold, but they remain a tight-knit team. Accepting their award is Ken Sigmund, their managing director in LA. Ken, congratulations.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Josh. On behalf of the entire LA team from West Monroe, we certainly appreciate the LA Business Journal and Best Places to Work. We sincerely appreciate this recognition. We congratulate all the other great companies. We heard a lot of really great stuff today. It was a great format, and congratulations to Josh and Alex and team for being able to pull off a great and meaningful afternoon. For us, just like everybody else, through this time, we've been trying to stay in touch not only with our clients and customers, but also our employees. And as mentioned, we use Zoom for not just meetings, but you know, for yoga and morning meditation, as well as virtual happy hours. Our meetings are now joined by, you know, dogs that pop in and out, kids that need a snack, an occasional lawnmower in the background, and just like everybody else, we've adapted to that. But being a totally employee-owned company, you know, we think like owners, and that's what really inspires us. And through this time, we're really pleased with how we've been able to take care of our employees, how they've taken care of themselves, and the fact that we haven't had to go forward with layoffs or furloughs, as so many other companies, unfortunately, have had to do. You know, we, as mentioned, are keeping our community focused. We still in June held our day of service, and instead of working as a team at the LA Food Bank, we did remotely. We wrote cards and prepared gift cards for first responders in LA area hospitals, and did some recording, book recording for the blind. So it was still really a meaningful day that we still committed to giving back to the community. And most importantly, right now, during this period of social injustice, it's what we as a firm are really stepping up to do. We're really committed to making a change and making a difference and making measurable change. So we've hired an outside company that specializes in this to help guide our executive team. We're committed to measurable inclusion and diversity initiatives as led by our Black Employee Network, as well as our other employee resource groups. We brought in social psychologists to work with our teams and talk about injustice in the workplace and talk about how people are impacted, and it's really been meaningful. And our CEO has recently committed to progress by signing on to the PwC CEO Diversity and Inclusion Initiative. So hopefully next year we're talking about the measurable change that we've made. But again, we're excited to be part of the dynamic Los Angeles business community. We thank everybody and congratulate all the winners. Thank you.
Ken, let me just borrow you for as we round out here, just to give you a little bit of platform to talk a little bit more about your organization, and congratulations again on being number one.
Thanks.
So we talk a little bit about perks. I saw Maven, and I'm very familiar with that program. What is the most popular perk, would you say, that your employees just love? And it can be a couple that really float to the top for you.
Well, you know, a few years ago, we went to unlimited PTO, and everybody said, how can you do that? But it's actually proven to be very effective. That's been a great opportunity for all of our people. Our Fisher Fellowship, which allows our employees to take 3 to 6 months and go literally all over the world to help kind of change the world, working with nonprofits. And we continue to support them with a portion of their salary through that period. Is another real popular one. But also, as you mentioned up front, the MAVEN program really supporting not just mothers, but also new fathers and new families. We have lots of young people, and that's really been something that we're really committed to, and that's really important. And all of us who have families, we know what it's like. That imposes lots of change, and especially when somebody goes back to work, that part of the life cycle is very important, and we really try to make that transition better.
Ken, thank you. And again, congratulations on a great win this year, and congratulations to your organization, West Monroe.
Thanks, Brian.
Josh, I'm a little bit talked out, so I'm going to hand it over to you. And thank you again for allowing us to be a part of this great event. And I'll let you close it out.
Well, Brian, thank you so much. You know, Tom Wingard at Alston and Bird, you mentioned something about borrowing some of the ideas that we've heard today, and I absolutely second that motion. We'll be doing the same thing, and it sounds like the LA Business Journal probably needs to start hosting a lot more happy hours from what I'm hearing. So how about a virtual round of applause for all 100 best places to work? You guys are all outstanding. Just to hear some of the things that you are doing, the attention that you put on your employees and your people, which makes you a much better company and more successful. I want to remind everyone that you're going to be able to read more about all 100 companies within Monday's issue, both print and digital version of the Los Angeles Business Journal. So please make sure you check that out. We'll also be, you probably saw throughout, we did, I think, 6 poll questions throughout the panel discussion. We try to make it interesting and fun and see what everybody thinks. So we'll be releasing those in an email format next week. So if you don't subscribe to LA Business Journal's daily e-blast, please make sure you do so that you can see the live poll results that came in. Additionally, you're going to be able to watch the all or part or fast forward or rewind. This entire recording will be available on labusinessjournal.com next week, and will also be sent out to more than 60,000 business leaders early next week as well, those who follow us in the digital format. I want to thank our sponsors, Marsh, Montage, and Parker Brown, again, for being a part of this and help to shape the conversation. I want to thank all of our panel speakers as well. In the meantime, we'll look to host you hopefully next year in person. But in the meantime, everybody, please keep safe, keep healthy, and continuing to make our businesses the best places they can be. Thank you so much. Have a good day. We'll see you next year.